All right, it's 7 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We're going to start off with a roll call, please.
Here. Adam Hempkin.
Here.
Andrea Corey. Here. Kelly Moyer. Here. Greg Meyer.
Here.
Lisa Schumacher. Here. Tyson Search.
Here. All right, and I want to correct my opening statement. We're going to call the meeting to order for the public budget hearing. So that is what we're starting with right now. So we do have a quorum. Thank you very much. Everybody stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Welcome to our visitor. To change that to a singular there. So appreciate you. At least somebody showed up. All right. And we'll move right into our public hearing. Mr. Grody, would you like to lead us through
Well,
that?
the tentative budget's been on display. There's been no comments or questions presented. The key things I look at are on page 2, the operating revenues and the operating expenditures. Operating funds are the education, the O&M, the transportation, the working cash. And just from a 20,000 foot view, our revenues are gonna be $21,140,835, while our expenses are planning to be $21,264,388, and that's in the operating funds. That's a deficit of $123,553, which, if you calculate that out, is just over 0.5% of the revenues. So we are going to deficit spend roughly 0.5% of the money that we get in. If you go to page 3 and you look at your operating fund balances, we are still going to, after that deficit, if we have that deficit, because this is a tentative budget, we're going to have in the bank $17,607,316 still sitting there. So we have a very healthy budget, and I'd love to say that these numbers are spot on, but as we amend the budget at the end of every year, it's up or down based on things that happen during the year. So, I think this tentative budget is solid, and it's about where we've always been. And so, questions, comments, concerns regarding said budget?
Anyone?
Mr. Enverfurth?
I'll be hassling you later.
Fair enough.
All right. So Mr. Grody handled the public comments and questions, I take it. So
Yeah.
I'll consider that done. All right. And with nothing further on the budget hearing, I would just like to say that our financial position is a huge thanks to this Board of Education and the hard work that you guys all do, and your due diligence in every packet and going through all this stuff, and the administration as well. So very, very well done. So, all right. Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn from our budget hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tyson. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. All right. We will go right into our regular scheduled board meeting and just make sure nobody snuck out. Timmy, would you do a roll call, please?
Noreen Friedrich. Here. Adam Hempkin.
Here.
Andrea Corey. Here. Kelly Moyer. Here. Greg Meyer.
Here.
Lisa Schumacher. Here. Tyson Search.
Here.
All right. Another welcome to our visitor. So, double duty.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We will dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance since we just did that. But I would like to take this moment to call for a moment of silence. We had a tragedy in our community on September 1st that impacted all of us. And so I'd just like a moment of silence for all those that have been impacted. So. Thank you very much. All right, we'll go on to our public comments and correspondence. Anything with that? Nothing else. Okay. And we'll move right on to our consent agenda. Mr. Gray, if you'd walk us through that.
You have all of your typical minutes and meeting from regulars and executive sessions, the financial positions, financial statements. I will, in my superintendent's report, talk a little bit more about the financial conversion, which is becoming somewhat a bane of my existence, but we're going to get through it, and it will get there, but we are still missing some of those reports that you guys are used to getting as we figure out how to make those happen. As far as personnel, we've got 2 resignations. Cindy Schlichting was posted in this agenda, but as of the other day, Allison Huff, a first grade teacher, is going to be resigning from us effective 9/27. We've got some 4 educational support personnel to hire: Zion Levy, custodian Leah Ferris, middle school secretary Lila Vandever, Eagle Zone student worker, and Lisa Holt, Eagle View lunch recess supervisor. Joan Burnham, our new math teacher, is going to take on the stipend for math teacher sponsor. And Lloyd Schwartz is moving from class 1 to class 2 in his drivers. And as far as vacancies, the only one to declare is for Ms. Huff's first grade position. So with that, administration recommends the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, would anybody like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Awesome. Roll call, please.
Maureen Friedrich.
Yes.
Adam Hempkin.
Yes.
Andrea Corey.
Yes.
Kelly Moyer.
Yes.
Greg Meyer.
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher.
Yes.
Tyson Search.
Yes.
Thanks for that. Move on to our communications reports and presentations. Our enrollment report is in the packet. Nothing substantial on that. And we'll go right on to our building reports. Have some people from Eagle View this
Hello,
evening.
everyone. Nice to see
Welcome.
you all again.
Hi.
Eric Biddy, the principal, and I have the esteemed and famed Mrs. Chud, who has gone from a kindergarten teacher to first grade teacher, so she can cover all of the breadth. She's also our new building rep for CEA, so she's hitting the ground running. Right.
Yes.
We're all hitting the ground running, actually. We're trying to use walking feet, though, in the building, so everyone's launched their little Eagles into school, and now the Eagles have landed. We're starting to settling into our routines. As you can see, I mean, I could have so many pictures to show you. Clearly, I had trouble narrowing these down. But most recently, last Friday, we had a very busy day at Eagle View for our half day. Our 8th grade buddies came to visit our first grade team, so we had a variety of Apple-themed activities, also some STEAM engineering kinds of pieces, some building happening in pre-K, and our kindergarten team had our Grandparents' Day, which is one of the highlight events to kick off the year. Building's full of people, but it was great. Lots of fun. Again, lots of apples everywhere, so if you have a passion for apples, stop on by Eagle View anytime this month. We'll have an apple day coming up next Friday. And we also have Mrs. Chud's father, Farmer Roy, who comes to do a sing-along outside, and it's lots of fun, so you're all invited
You
to
are
that as
all
well.
invited. What is that, like 2:15?
Yeah, toward the end of the school day.
Fun day.
It's lots of fun. Curriculum and instruction-wise, we're in a really exciting time. We're continuing with our phonics instruction. We're seeing lots of really great results with that, using the Orton-Gillingham method. Also, now we're working on some reading comprehension with a new series curriculum that we're starting called Rooted in Reading. I'm going to let Mrs. Chud speak a little bit more to that because she's taught that both as a kindergarten teacher and a first grade teacher now.
Yeah, we're really enjoying both of those curriculums. We saw our kindergartners come a really, really long way with Orton Gillingham last year, and now I get to witness it in first grade this year, so it's awesome. And then Rooted in Reading has been great. Lots of great read-alouds with comprehension, and it ties in with nonfiction books that we've been reading. So, so far, so good. We had a good conversation with Mrs. Gainey on our Institute Day about some of the things. So we're just going to keep plugging away, and you know, hopefully the kids, will grow leaps and bounds with it. So
This time of year is always a really energizing, refreshing kind of time for students, our kiddos, and our teachers. But I want you to hear a little bit from some of our students because it's amazing. What day of school was today?
I think the 21st, or
And just to see all the
22nd.
routines established already. So I interviewed a couple kindergartners and first graders to share with you. Normally I would like to bring students in like the other schools do, but this is kind of a late time for our little ones, and I've really been encouraging families on sleep routines. So we're going with this video. The first one is our kindergartners, some kindergartners.
Could you tell us your names, please?
Hudson and?
Jamie.
And Janie. Thank you, Hudson and Janie. So let's start off with, what do you like about school?
I like doing my math centers.
You like doing math centers? What are you guys learning in math?
How to like be fun. Having fun with numbers. Good. All right. How about you, Jenny? What do you like about school?
Awesome message
Why do you like math centers?
because I like to.
Do you get to play with your friends as you do your math centers?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So we've been talking about respect, being respectful at school and to each other, right? So how can you show other people respect? What do you do?
Help others.
You can help others. Good.
Help each other out when they're bleeding.
Help people when they're bleeding or injured. Good. How can you show your teachers and other staff members respect?
Help them.
By being helpful to them too?
Kind.
Being kind. I like that. And we've talked about being good listeners too, right? Nice. Well, thank you guys very much.
Can you tell us your names, please?
Sorry. No, you're fine.
How to say?
So next we have set first graders, so you'll see their responses are a little more nuanced. You will see a common theme of helping others, and I promise you we're not all bleeding at Eagle View, but that's Nurse Matthews does see a lot of action in her triage unit at the school.
All right. Can you please tell us your names?
My name is Jude.
Hi, Jude.
My name is Jade.
And Jade. So these are first grade students of ours. So let me start by asking you, what do you like about school?
I really love PE and I really like lunch. And my favorite thing in the whole wide world is recess.
Recess. Why do you like PE?
Because we could do fun stuff and we could play tag games or we could play with hula hoops and all that.
That's great. Jude, how about you? What do you like about school?
Lunch, recess, and math, because sometimes I have a song for the 21st, 11th, or even 31st, and I have a 42 song that I'm going to come up with.
Nice. So are you making songs? You're writing the songs for math? That is so cool. All right. What advice would you give to our kindergartners? How can they be successful students here at Eagle View?
Well, if they lose their pencil, and they don't know the way to get to the class, we can just walk up to them and give them a pencil and ask them where their room is, and we'll just get them to their room.
That's great. Our first graders being really good helpers and mentors to our younger students, right? Jade, what do you think a kindergartner should do to be successful at school?
If somebody fall down, then it really hurt really bad, so somebody can tell somebody, and then they can help them, and then they could go to the doctor's office.
The nurse's office. Yeah, so being good, helpful, kind, caring friends, right? So we've been talking about respect. What is one way that you can show respect to others?
Well, if they're like really alone and they have no one to play with at recess, and that happened to me a few times in kindergarten, and then just someone can just walk up and ask them to play with them.
Yeah, invite them to join you, right?
And if they want to add a few rules, that you can let them. But if you want to stick with your rules, you can tell them, hey, I want to stick with my rules, okay? Maybe we can go with your rules later.
I like that. That's using your words and finding ways to problem solve together, right? Good. Jade, what's a way you show people respect? It could be students or teachers or your parents. How do you show people respect?
If one teacher got something fall down, and then so somebody can pick it up and wait for them, and then we can wait, and then we can say words really kind.
Using kind words and helpful actions, right? And taking good care of our school. Thank you both so much. I hope you have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. That was good.
I
Very
mean,
cute.
clearly it's raw footage, and it was like we did not practice that, but that's the beauty in talking with children, and why I love my job every day, just to like hear those things and like such wisdom that comes through such small, precious minds too. So we're off to a great start. We encourage anyone to come visit us. If you ever need to pick me up, just come walk through the halls of Eagle View. It'll make you feel pretty good about yourself because you get lots of
Yeah.
compliments.
I'll tell you you're beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. And especially on a day when you're not feeling beautiful, they'll make you feel like a queen.
Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, moving on to our superintendent's report, Dr. Gainey.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, sorry. Okay, sorry, it's these videos, it's the technology piece. So I have a district shout out for everyone tonight, and really Mr. Grody and I worked on this. It's for a community shout out, because with everything that has happened over the past month, I think we all can agree that the educational community that came together, as well as the Columbia community, was tremendous and truly amazing in what we saw and went through, and the support that was outpoured. Educational community, I think Mr. Grody and myself cannot even list the number of districts that reached out and wanted to help and wanted to send support, whether it be emotional support or bringing something to the district for us. As a whole, it was truly amazing. Columbia community, the police department, the city, all were truly amazing with helping us work out plans and get things done the best for the family and the situation at hand. So altogether, it was a community shout out from the district this month. What I wanted to touch on, and it was already kind of touched on, was our half day. We had our first half day with myself running it, so I wanted to touch base on what we did as a district. We did a accumulation of things that really were amazing, I think, for student achievement in particular. We focused on data. We did IAR data for grades 3 through 8. We did SAT data at the high school level. We did some goal setting. I could not be at all 4 buildings at once, so I had to navigate and prioritize where I was going to be at. I did work with the middle school. Social studies curriculum is a really big priority this year. We want to make sure that we're getting updated resources, and we started working on vertical and horizontal alignment at the middle school for social studies, so stay tuned for what we figure out and start doing there. Then I got to go to the high school. Exciting news for the science department. We are going to submit a STEM grant on October 1st for a lab simulation software that all 4 department science teachers will be able to utilize in their classes. All courses that we offer at the high school, this software is able to do simulations and allow them to role play and actually be in the scientific career fields. Really excited about that conversation we had. I also touched base with them on the new course, the Ag Bio program, a continuous check-in and conversation to make sure the science teachers are feeling comfortable about it. And we are. It's new. We're having those good collaborative conversations, and I look forward to what happens the rest of the year. Then I ended at Eagle View with my teachers that have the new program, Rooted in Reading. Again, it was very conversational at Eagle View, but I need to see where they're at so I can help them move forward to make sure that the resources they have at hand are the best for the reading comprehension component. A lot of good things. I can't speak much more about that. I enjoyed my time, and we got a lot of work done that day. The pictures that are shared, so I decided that at each half day I'm going to highlight a school. This is our middle school. Something the middle school did on their half day that is unique to this year is they decided to help with collaboration and teamwork to have a potluck. So in the one picture you see Mrs. Miller, and she's with the staff members that stayed and participated in the potluck. The district office likes to recognize the administrators upon the new school year. Something that we got them was a game to play with their staff members. It's the teacher meme game. And Mrs. Miller did that with her staff members, and you can see them in the far right-hand corner. They loved it and had a really good time. That was the last 30 minutes of team building time that she had worked into the schedule for their half day. And then you can see the two far left pictures. Those would be the social studies teachers really diving into that conversation and working with me on that vertical and horizontal alignment. Good things ahead. I'm excited about it. Any questions?
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. All right, and our superintendent's report.
All right, I have a few things. The first one really is, usually this time of the year, we approve the teacher admin salary reports. This is part of the EIS system, which is the employee information system, and we upload that stuff to the state. We do that through our financial software. I think I've mentioned it before. We did a financial conversion, and it's kind of the perfect storm with the old system that we have being so antiquated, and some of the just the conversion of the text boxes and whatnot over the historical data has been needing to be fixed. It also is that the new system had some tweaks regarding some of the TRS reports and things of that nature. So when we started doing the payroll in April, it wasn't until July, August that we were actually able to do the TRS reports from April, May, June, July. We're all caught up now with those. We're all caught up with the IMRF reports. Every time we've hit a bump, it's almost like we've had to go back, figure out what's going on, fix the data, get the things going, and it's worked better. I will say that the TRS reports, now that it's operating right, is so much nicer and so much better than what we had to do before. Okay, so we are seeing the huge improvements, but we are currently struggling with the conversion. Well, the state needs the EIS report, and I can't give them the EIS report because the historical data is currently not completely clean and neat. I have gotten the state and Link in conversations because I have no problems throwing anyone under the bus that I can in these situations, and they understand the situation. The problem is that they pulled the data for the school report cards, and we didn't have the data in there yet. So how that's going to look out for us, I don't know. The state's aware, so there's not going to be any sanctions or anything. The worst case scenario is when you go to the website on the Illinois State Report Card, we might have missing information, and it looks like we didn't do what we're supposed to do. And as much as I hate to say it, we weren't able to do what we were supposed to do. However, it's going to get done, and I'll keep you updated on when we get it done, but that has been something that we've just been working on, and we're going to continue to work on. We are down to, I believe, 4 key issues that I'm in weekly conversations with their facilitation team saying, okay, this is where we're at with these things, what's going on? And it's a back and forth. We'll check this, do this, we got to make this, enter this, now let's recheck it. It's been fascinating. Second thing, the city passed a vaping ordinance, and I'm pretty excited about that. One of the high school's largest, when you look at data, the number one reason students are outside of school, are missing school, are because they get caught with a vape. And so they get an out of school suspension. And looking at how do you discourage kids from doing that, they shouldn't be doing that, while keeping them in school, the idea of the city having a citation came up. And so now, Officer McWhorter, our SRO officer, would be able to issue a citation to anyone that gets caught with a vape. And with that, they would have to go to city court with possible fines and or community service, having to do some work to work it off. Having the individual have to go to the court and do those kind of consequences, we're in discussions as to what's going to happen in the school. Our goal is to keep kids into school, to take those out of school suspensions and keep them in the buildings where they can be learning. And so we're going to see where that goes. I look forward to, at the end of the year, looking at last year's out of school suspension data on vaping and this year's out of school suspension data on vaping, and we should see a huge decrease. And so those are the 2 key things that we've kind of been working on at the district level here. We will have closed session at the end of this meeting. There's no action following closed session, but I do need to discuss employee compensation, hiring, whatever, the employee issues, and then also a student discipline case that we need to discuss. Again, no action after that, but we will be talking about an employee and a student. That's all I have, sir.
Perfect. So now how's the vaping gonna work? Is that a referral that the school makes to the police, or do the
No,
police catch them?
What we'll do is when a student is caught with a vape, typically in the bathroom or some such whatever, Mr. McWhorter, Officer McWhorter would be able to come over and issue the citation.
Okay.
So.
Any other questions? All right, thank you very much. We do have a long list of action items for this evening, so we'll dive right into that. The first and probably most important is the approval of our 2024-2025 school budget.
Yeah, I gave you the breakdown. It's a very solid budget. It is a very tentative budget. Administration recommends, given that there were no comments or questions, that we approve the budget as presented.
Good. Any questions from the board? Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the budget as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Lisa. Second?
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Roll call, please.
Adam Hempkin.
Yes.
Andrea Corey.
Yes.
Kelly Moyer.
Yes.
Greg Meyer.
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher.
Yes.
Tyson Search.
Yes.
Noreen Friedrich.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Next is the approval of a resolution declaring the intent to issue up to $15 million of funding bonds and directing that notice of such intent be published in the manner provided by law.
Yeah, I had said to the board that Ann Noble from Stiefel would be here today. That was an error. We are in the process of selling funding bonds that'll pay off the debt certificates that we sold over the summer. Tonight, what we need is approval of the resolution of intent to issue $15 million of funding bonds. And that after approving the resolution, as you said, it would be published in the Republic Times to provide public notice of the sale of bonds. Next month, we'll have the public hearing, a BINA hearing, and in November, Ann Noble will be here to answer, or one of her representatives from Stiefel to answer any questions. But that's actually when we would approve the sale of the funding bonds and the final interest rates and all of that good stuff. So at this point, administration would recommend that the board approve the resolution provided by Stiefel and legal counsel.
I'll make that motion.
Well, we have some specific wording if you
Okay. I thought we did.
make sure
Were
we
you
get it
planning
right.
to do it? Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that.
Andrew, would you like to make a motion?
Yes.
Perfect.
So, I'll make the motion to pass the resolution declaring an intent to issue up to $15 million of funding bonds and directing that notice of such intent be published in the manner provided by law.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much.
I'll second
All
that.
right. Adam seconds. All right, roll call, please.
Right, second.
Andrea Corey.
Yes.
Kelly Moyer.
Yes.
Greg Meyer.
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher.
Yes.
Tyson Search.
Yes.
Noreen Friedrich. Adam Hempkin.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Item C is the approval of the school improvement plan for 2024-2025 school year.
And I will let Dr. Gainey handle that one.
Yes, absolutely. So, I'm almost 3 months in, and if there's anything that is ever challenging, it is continuing what has been done and not changing too much, but then trying to change the trajectory to do what is needed. And I can say that we have been working on the school improvement plan since August. And since then, we've had some amazing collaborative conversations. And some collaborative conversations happened just today and really kind of provided more focus and insight on goals for the district. So what I want to say is that our work is still ongoing. I'm excited about and energized after the conversation and collaboration I've had on the school improvement plan. And I would like to, with Mr. Grody as well, say that it's a work in progress and we will keep you updated as we continue working. What I would like to say is our principals are amazing. They have been working with me on a regular basis. And I know that we will have continued conversations regarding the school improvement plan, and I look forward to keeping you up to date for the most school improvement that we can possibly do within a normal time constraint. So that is what I have at this time.
So we're basically going to table this issue till next month?
Yes,
All
that's
right,
okay.
all right. Any questions or comments or concerns before we move on? All right, thank you. Kick that can down the road. So, item D is the approval to purchase a 2026 Bluebird 77-passenger school bus.
Yeah, we got permission to bid out for a
I'm sorry, I work transfer every day and I'm really excited about this, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's an exciting topic, let me tell
Yes,
you.
it is.
We sent out bids to Midwest Transit Central States. Those are the most local bid providers or bus providers. Central States was the only one that sent in a bid. It's for $132,570. Administration recommends that we approve, or the board approve, the purchase of one 2026 Bluebird 77-passenger bus gas from Central States at that price. It is accounted for in the transportation budget, which we've already approved, so.
What are the lead times on this buses? Because I'm surprised to see a 2026 model.
I don't know. We'll probably have it before the end of the school year, but it might take that long. I will tell you that the FFA, is it January is what they're saying? The FFA bus that was purchased not too long ago, it went a year and a half, but they had a lot of special things that they added on and did. So with this one, with the approval, I guess we're gonna get it in January.
Yeah, I was just
That
surprised.
might
that
change.
2026 is available in 2024.
Exactly.
I was just wondering if that was,
Oh yeah, that didn't even hit me.
if it's
That-
actually in the
that might-
2026.
That's most likely a typo, sir.
I was trying to,
Yeah.
the model year seems a little out there. I
My
was
apologies.
wondering if there's an 18-month lead time or something. I've seen that before.
Yeah,
so
that is probably a
it's-
2024 Bluebird, and
Like an electrical switch.
yeah, it is a new bus. It is not a used bus, so. With that point of clarification that the date's probably wrong, I still recommend that we purchase this bus from Central States.
It did say 2026 on the bid sheet.
So it was not a typo, and I don't know how that works. I think there might be coming with a flux capacitor, possibly. For those of you that don't get that reference, you need to watch more movies. Mrs. Moyer's like, yeah.
What
it's-
kind
it's
of
back-
movies am I
back-
supposed to be
back- Specifically Back to the Future.
I've seen that, but you know.
The flux capacitor is what makes the
I feel
DeLorean
like
go back.
we all just looked at Kelly.
What did you say?
So I feel like we all just looked at you.
I know, why me? Did I look lost? I was like, oh, what is this?
So it is in 2026?
It is, and it
That's
does
what it
not have a flux capacitor, that's a joke.
All right, I'll make the motion.
Thank you, sir.
Adam would like to buy a school bus. Would anyone like to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Andrea. Roll call, please.
Noreen.
It's Noreen.
It's
Noreen, I'm sorry.
just for record purposes.
Thank you. I was going by, you guys sound so much alike if I don't pay attention, so thank you for correcting me.
I heard a voice from that.
He doesn't know
I know,
what
right?
this is.
All right, roll call. Noreen did it.
Kelly Moyer?
Yes.
Craig Meyer?
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher?
Yes.
Tyson Search?
Yes.
Noreen Friedrich?
Yes.
Adam Hempton?
Yes.
And Andrea Corey?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Mr. Nickerson's over there thinking, this is good blooper reel stuff. I'm gonna hear this go.
This will make the highlight reel. All right, now item E is an approval of a change order 002 for revised utility drawings from Petker Construction for the high school expansion project.
And that one I did actually check to make sure, is this in fact change order number 002? Because this is the first change order we're bringing to the board. And that is because there was a disagreement about the first change order that was brought. Petker needed it for their internal budgeting and bookkeeping, whatever. We never signed the first change order because we believe it wasn't needed, and it wasn't needed except for their internal processes. So in Petker's world, this is the second change order. In our world, it is the first change order, but so we're going with change order number 002. And this is the, they found, when they were doing the site work, there were a couple of sewage drains that going out of the locker room that we didn't know were there, and we had to add on some tie-ins.
Well, that and the sewer lines were actually much deeper than we anticipated, so it required an upgraded material. So we had to use a thicker material, but but we already purchased the material for the others. So what we're doing is we're stockpiling the original material instead of sending it back, getting a credit, and then repurchasing it. So we're stockpiling it because we're gonna use it in the future deal, and we purchased the correct material for this. So we actually save a little bit of money by doing it that way as well, so.
Yeah, but this is the first change order that we're actually approving, which will change the price and, but it's numbered 002.
Adam and I's goal is to minimize change orders as much as possible, so.
I support that goal.
Exactly, so,
And they very much know that.
right.
They do.
Thus the reason also, this is change order 002, which is really 001 for us, so.
It's the first one requiring board action.
Exactly. Okay, questions, comments, concerns? All right, maybe I'd like to make a motion to approve the change order as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Adam, second.
Go ahead, Jason.
I'll second.
Tyson seconds. Roll call, please.
Greg Meyer.
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher.
Yes.
Tyson Search.
Yes.
Maureen Friedrich.
Yes.
Adam Hemken.
Yes.
Andrea Corey.
Yes.
Kelly Moyer.
Yes.
All right, next item is the approval of Phase 1 flooring for an auditorium package for the high school expansion project.
I will say that the project, we can laugh about the change orders and the details and how well we're going through this. These two things, the flooring and the auditorium, because we're looking at details and whatnot, they were not brought in the first big package. We had a bunch, all the other subs were brought in, but there was more due diligence that needed to be done with these two areas. That due diligence has been done, and so at this point, we would recommend that the auditorium and the flooring packages get presented or get approved for the project. But this is really just, this would have been tied into the last month's Phase 1 total work when we did all of the masonry and the concrete and everything. But these were pulled out because more due diligence needed.
So, well, yeah, I'll add on that note that, as you guys are kind of observing some of the project from outside the fences, right? So they did a lot of the grade work and a lot of the civil work already. The first week of October, they're gonna start some of the foundation work, and you'll start seeing some of the actual building stuff happening instead of just dirt work and subsurface work. Now, the plumbers will come in and the electricians will come in and run their stuff once the foundations are in, and so there'll be, you know, lulls, if you will, and when you, in progress that you can see, but they will start working in just a couple of weeks on actually putting in footings and starting the you know, what most people recognize as the build process. So watching some of the prep work is sometimes like watching paint dry, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, is anything actually happening? But there has been a lot going on. They're doing a great job. In the next week or two, we'll start seeing the crews back out there in full force and things actually starting to get built. So just kind of an update for where that's at. It's hard to tell a lot of times when they have the fencing up with the privacy screening in it, which is actually really nice because it's, you know, it's not a distraction. Or less of a distraction, but I just wanted to let everyone know kind of where it's at and when to expect to start seeing concrete trucks rolling in and, you know, more action there. And they are also trying to coordinate things like if they need to go run stuff across the parking lot, they're scheduling those on days that the kids are not at school as much as possible, and they're being great partners to work and minimize the disruption to the classrooms. So.
And I'll add on to that a little bit, again, to kind of echo what Mr. Grody was talking about. The original bid package that came in, there were some errors in these two bids, so we pulled those out. So we didn't want to vote on something that wasn't complete. And again, I know you guys probably get tired of me bragging on our committees here and our contractors and everybody on this team, but we really have a fantastic team, and we go through this stuff line by line. And it's not just we're accepting these bids and go on. We're nailing all of it, and if there's an issue, we want alternatives and we want solutions and that sort of thing. So that's why this came down, because our original bid would not have worked out if we would have approved it. We would have been upside down and having a lot more issues than this. So we pulled it out, got it correct, and now it's ready for your approvals, in my opinion. So
Yeah, these two functional areas.
correct.
These bids, the ones we're approving, were actually good. Some of the other bids in these areas were not. So, all right, with that, can I make a motion?
Sure. Would love somebody to make a motion.
All right, I move that the board award the Phase 1 flooring and auditorium package as recommended from Becker Construction for a total of $2,129,289, and that the resulting Phase 1 contracts for each subcontractor be assigned by the board immediately upon this award to Becker Construction Company pursuant to their A-133 agreement between owner and construction manager as constructor with the district.
Perfect. Have a motion on the table. Would anybody like to make a second? Or second motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tyson. Roll call, please.
Lisa Schumacher?
Yes.
Tyson Search?
Yes.
Noreen Friedrich?
Yes.
Adam Hempkin?
Yes.
Andrea Corey?
Yes.
Kelly Moyer?
Yes.
Craig Meyer?
Yes. Perfect. Next item is the approved Pecker Guaranteed Minimum Price Amendment.
Maximum price.
Maximum price.
Yes.
Yeah, same
This
thing.
is, now that phase one is done, with the bids, and we know what actually was cost, everything's been an estimate before that. Administration recommends that the board approve the, guaranteed maximum price, or the GMP, of $28,807,432.
And this is just a contractual requirement that there's a lot of contract language that relates to the guaranteed maximum price as indicated, so we have to establish that formally and incorporate it into the contract.
And
so.
it happens to be just the sum total of all of the various bid packages that we've approved.
Questions, comments, concerns? Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the guaranteed maximum price amendment?
I'll make that motion as well.
Thank you, Adam. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Lisa, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Tyson Search?
Yes.
Noreen Friedrich?
Yes.
Adam Hempkin?
Yes.
Andrea Corey?
Yes.
Kelly Moyer?
Yes.
Craig Meyer?
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher?
Yes.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Next item is to appoint our IASB delegates.
Yes, and their job is to go to an incredibly engaging meeting in Chicago and vote on a bunch of resolutions and whatnot. Historically, that's always been our board secretary, so given the fact that Tyson Search is in fact our board secretary, and given the fact that Tyson Search is attending the conference in Chicago, whereas I would recommend that Tyson Search be
I'd like to volunteer Tyson as well.
I'm on it.
You good with that? Even after you did it last year and saw what it is? That is true service, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. That's, you good with that?
Yeah.
Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Done deal. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Tyson.
Thank you very much.
One for the team.
That is a brutal job, guys, and this man deserves a round of applause, actually. So, we appreciate you taking one for the team. All right, next one is approval of the reading of the board policy press issue 116. These things just keep on coming.
They do just keep on coming. This is going to be the first reading, and as usual, I will go through it and send you highlights from it between this month and next month. You all should go through it as well. If you've got questions, concerns, comments, please reach out to me, but this is the first reading, so administration recommends the board approve the first reading of the board policies, press issue 116.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
I have a couple.
Okay.
So as I'm reading through this, I had a couple of questions. So maybe one request for next month when we do the final reading. One of these is about harassment of students that's prohibited, whatever. So I would
720.
welcome a discussion just about how many harassment claims or whatever were received last year, just so we kind of have a baseline of, what we're, how big of a, how prevalent this is at our school for those of us on the board.
Okay.
And then on 2.265, so the grievance procedures, one of the press pass options actually removes the requirement to notify parents to involve them in a grievance discussion with a student, and I would not necessarily recommend that, so I would invite everyone to look at the Press Plus 5 comment before next month on 2.265.
It's the Title IX grievance procedure.
Yeah.
Did they do that in 22662? I haven't read them yet, so.
That, I believe that's the only one that actually was,
Because the uniform grievance usually follows, like, their,
right, but the notification process wasn't highlighted. At least I didn't pick it out, so.
okay.
Just two observations or things that I noted as reading through the first time.
All right.
So Adam, was that taken out then, or
They
They were taking it out.
they were taking it
Trespass
out?
was
Yeah.
taking it out.
Okay,
I saw that too when I was glancing. through
Invite
it.
everyone to take a look and see if you agree.
yeah. Perfect, thank you for bringing that to our attention. All right. And obviously, we're not approving this, we're just doing the first reading, so
Correct.
maybe you'd like to make any other issues or concerns? All right.
What was the first one that you said, Adam? I know you said.
Oh, it's more of a request to
Yeah.
Mr. Grody
Okay.
about
It's 720.
letting us know how
Okay,
many,
Thank you.
the extent of how many bullying or harassment
Yeah, okay,
Complaints.
claims were submitted or whatever.
thanks.
Little homework for the administrators, that's good. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the first reading of Board Policy Press Issue 116?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Adam. Second?
I'll second.
Ms. Noreen?
That was me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Just say Noreen will second. Just gonna
I was
talk about
writing.
it first and make it easier.
All right. Roll call, please.
Maureen Friedrich?
Yes.
Adam Tompkins?
Yes.
Andrew Corey?
Yes.
Kelly Moyer?
Yes.
Craig Meyer?
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher?
Yes.
Tyson Surge?
Yes.
All right, that concludes our work for this evening. Now just into some more talk. So we're going to our discussion items with our facility study. We pretty much hit a lot of that during our business meeting. Anybody have any questions or want to add or? Perfect. All right, individual board member comments. Anybody have anything they want to add tonight?
I do want to say that our school district did get a lot of compliments on how everything was handled. So, making sure that there were counselors calling school off for kids to just be with family and grieve. So there was a lot of compliments about how well our district handled that. So just want to say thank you to everybody who was in charge of making those decisions. And it was multiple people said our district got it right. We did it right. So not much you can do. I mean, there's no right thing that you can do in that situation. But even the day of the funeral, how that was handled, traffic being taken care of. So just, I think, thank you on behalf of, I know especially the Bryant family, that it was handled extremely tastefully, and so.
Agree. Thank you. Anyone else?
I'll echo off of Noreen. Got a lot of compliments.
Anyone else? Thank you guys for both for contributing to that. All right. Board prerogative, again, you've heard me talk way more than you have to or should have. We do, as Mr. Grody alluded to, we do have an executive session, and we're going to do that for the,
B.
just A and B?
Just A and B.
Okey-dokey. For the purpose of appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against the legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1, and also for student disciplinary cases pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C9. Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn into executive session?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Maureen?
second.
She beat you. You want to second that?
Sure.
Perfect. Roll call,
Sorry.
please.
Adam Tompkins?
Yes.
Andrew Corey?
Yes.
Kelly Moyer?
Yes.
Craig Meyer?
Yes.
Lisa Schumacher?
Yes.
Tyson Surge?
Yes.
Maureen Friedrich? Yes.
Perfect. We're going to adjourn into executive session for our one visitor tonight, so no action items. You're more than welcome to come back and watch us adjourn, but we certainly understand. All right, we're back in regular session. No action items as a result of our executive session. The only item left is adjournment. Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Lisa. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you,
Doreen
Doreen.
will second.
Doreen, second. Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. That concludes our meeting. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good night.